Hello, everyone. So I've just seen on Facebook there, and I seen it from a woman there, and she's from Cavan. She moved to Ireland about me, I think, 30 years ago at this stage, 30 something years ago. But long story short, she was saying how, when she moved here was safe and it was nice, etc. And unfortunately, the last 3 weeks, it's been a total chaos in this county. It's been total chaos. And none of the councillors and we see none of our politicians, I don't know where they are, but they should be up in arms. They should be really kicking up holy fucking hell. Excuse my language, but they really should. Where is this Lord Mayor? Where is Carmer Brady? Where are they? Are they all asleep? What are they doing? Because they should be kicking up holy fucking hell. Because we had what happened in Virginia, which was a total disaster, embarrassed the whole county. And we have all them running around saying how desperate it is, there's no Gaudi, etc. Even though they knew about this for the longest time, and people have been pointing out something will happen someday, and it was all just ignored, and all these are Fianna Fáil and Fine Gael councillors, etc. They don't really care to question the leadership of Fianna Fáil and Fine Gael. They should be questioned. They really should. And now we've seen what happened at Ballygym stuff too with the hit and run, etc. And then we have seen now in County Cavan, in the other side of County Cavan, Ballyconnor, two men were assaulted last night in Ballyconnor. And there's crickets about that. No information at all about who assaulted them, what was it about. All this. And this is leading to rumours, this is leading to speculation, etc. The Gardaí should be open and honest with people if they're looking for whoever they're looking for. Because let's be fair, a lot of people are coming up with different rumours, different scenarios, etc. The Gardaí in this county, very slow to give any information out because the public should be notified on who they're looking for in this case. Because assaulting two men shouldn't be, and especially because it was a vicious assault. And didn't we had an incident in Cavan Town? It doesn't seem to be foul play going by on God Shane O'Connor. But again, this is another thing in a long line of stuff because God knows what happened to this man in Cavan Town. There's a good few rumours, but I can't tell you because to be totally honest, I don't know if they're true or not. And that's just, we know that the Gardaí have said there's no foul play, but still, in the long grand scheme of things, there's a lot of other antisocial behaviour going on, minor stuff that's going on in this county that people are sick and fucking tired of it, and they want fucking action. And these councillors, and I don't blame, I know a lot of them. A lot of them are too scared, and that's just to be totally honest and upfront with you. That a lot of them are too scared to say anything, and they shouldn't be scared because they're councillors. They're there for a reason. They're there to represent the people. To hell and to Connacht with your parties and with your leadership and your whips, etc. To hell and to Connacht, your duty is to the people of Cavan first and foremost, regardless of your fucking jobs, etc. Don't worry about anything else. The people of Cavan come first. And I say they should open their mouths. They should open their mouths a bit more. They don't have individual power, but they have a lot of collective power. And I suggested to have a emergency meeting of the council at this stage, all the councillors, because it's absolutely outrageous that we see so many people online talking about how unsafe Cavan is and saying how fearful they are in County Cavan. And we've known this for years, and I've said this, and I'm basically fucking battering the wall every day of the week, telling people this, that, there's no action. The councillors are nowhere to be found. We should have leadership. We have no leadership. There's nobody shouting anything down. Like Dublin should be on blast at the moment. What I mean by that is the councillors should be ringing up the Minister for Justice every day of the week and telling him, what are you going to do, Jim? What are you doing, Jim? Or the Garda Commissioner. None of them have done anything, as far as I know. And even on the radio, they're saying, how terrible, how terrible. But they should be putting them on blast. They should be putting the Taoiseach on blast. They should be putting the Taoiseach on blast, the Minister for Justice, a whole lot of them. They should be putting them on blast. Instead of worrying about this is terrible, we can't say anything at all about, it's terrible and stuff like that. But the simple reality is this county too, when it comes to the judges in this county, are fucking useless. The judges are useless. I can't tell you the amount of people who have caused trouble in County Cavan, who have got off scot-free, and nothing has ever been done about it. And take for example, even the playground in Cavan Town, in Conn Smith's Park, back a while ago. The council basically just up and capitulated straight away. As soon as there was any trouble at all, they didn't want to fight it or do anything about it. Straight away, just capitulate. Let them off it. Let's just call it a day and go home. By closing, etc. They didn't want to do anything. They won't employ a park warden. They won't do anything. But this is the thing, that we have to be confrontational in terms of this county when people cause trouble. We can't be just saying, we sit back and let them off with it. We have to be confrontational, and the council should be saying to the judges, do the worst of them. People who cause trouble, etc., cause any crime in this county, do the worst of them. And again, they won't make them do any bit of work, etc. If they'd done some hard labour, they wouldn't be causing trouble. But what I'm trying to say, the good people of County Cavan deserve to be safe. The same as the people in Virginia, as the Judge Flanagan said. The people of County Cavan pay their taxes to the government, pay their taxes to the state, pay for these councillors to sit in their chambers and the county and the TDs and the senators. They have to start open their mouths, open up, get up and do something, these councils, because let's be fair, the leadership that we're seeing at the moment is atrocious. It's atrocious that people left, take what's happened in Virginia, left scared, etc. None of the councils are on the ground. The wars, I know, they're all yapping about it, but they won't go near it. It's the same in Ballyconnor. It's the same in Ballyconnor situation in Ballyconnor. There's a lot of rumours. I know people from Ballyconnor. There's rumours about this person. There's rumours about this happening. There's rumours over this and that and the other. And the Gardaí know what to be found. The Gardaí won't release the same. And the Gardaí only said, oh yeah, 2 people were assaulted, but we're not going to say what happened, who we're looking for, or what happened. We're not going to do anything like that. But this is the thing. This is how rumours start, and this is how accusations start, and this is how all this starts, by not being open and honest with people. It's the same with the councillors, but I know the councillors will say to me, oh yeah, we don't have the power, but you have collective power. You have some kind of say. You've been elected. You have a voice. You have a vocal cord. Use your vocal cord, like mother of God. I'm just pleading with the councillors, to open up and stop worrying about your jobs and Fianna Fáil and Fianna Gael positions, because that's the majority of the councillors in this county. And nearly the independents too are not that great too, because they should be opening their mouths too, because they're too worried about saying anything that could be deemed far-right extremism. Like, to the independent councillors too in Cavan, I would say open your mouths a bit more. Like, they're doing a bit more than the other councillors, so we'll give them that. But still, at the end of the day, they're holding back a lot, and they shouldn't hold back. Like, to hell and to Connacht, what people think, you have to speak up for your county. That's the end of the day, regardless of your business, regardless of whatever it is. Your county comes first. You're a councillor. You're there to represent the people of Cavan. You're not there to sit and be afraid. That's if you want to be afraid, you shouldn't become a councillor. Simple as that. But God help them if I ever become a councillor. God help them. God help the establishment in this country too if I ever become a councillor, because I'm going to put them on blast 24/7. Like literally 24/7. The Minister for Justice will go mad, because that's the only way to get something done, is to drive them fucking lunacy, to drive them to lunatic. Because that's the only way they're going to be listened to in Dublin. If you drive them mad, if you literally get on to them every day, every hour of every week, just drive them mad, and eventually they'll just say, fuck it, we'll give them whatever he wants just to shut them up. Because that's how the Irish state works, unfortunately. That you have to drive them to literally insanity before you get what you want. Which is the sad part of this country, but it's the truth. But I say to the people of County Cavan too, not to live in fear. Don't be afraid to live in your county. Don't be afraid to walk your streets. And I say to people, if the county can't do it, etc., it has to be talked about with the councillors, that there will be community groups set up to police the streets. There has to be at this stage. If the Gardaí can't do their jobs and can't keep people of Cavan safe, then there have to be, along with state funding to it, for community groups, etc., to have, kind of, I suppose, National Guard we should look at, kind of police. And again, it's a sad thing to say, I don't want to have to say, but it's the truth. If people don't feel safe in the communities, there have to be some kind of thing done. Community watch, etc. They have to be. They really, really have to be. They have to be organised by the council, etc. That's what I think should happen. If the Gardaí can't do it, if we don't get the resources that we need, then members of the public have to volunteer to police the streets, etc. And that's a sad thing to have to say, but that's the truth, because the sheer amount of fear, etc., it's unbelievable. The sheer amount of talk in the last 2 weeks about the incident in Virginia, the incident in Ballyconnor, the incident in Ballygym stuff, the incident in the town, other incidents, other small antisocial behaviour incidents, it's driving people to fear. It's driving people to insanity listening to it all. That there's no action at all from the state to deal with this. So let me know what you think, subscribe for more, and bye.